Old man Mo Gu thought he was safe in the human hall. Then, Xiao Yan appeared. The same young man he once hunted was now standing before him as a doe Sheng. The terror in Mo Gu's eyes said it all. How did he become this powerful? Today, the Hall of Souls learns what true fear feels like. What's up, cultivators? Welcome back to Cultivation Hub. Today's episode is brutal. We're storming one of the Hall of Souls' greatest strongholds. Subscribe now and join the sect. Every subscriber brings us closer to 1,000 subscribes. Let's do this. The following days pass peacefully at the Falling Star Pavilion. Xiao Yan spends his time teaching Xiao several doe techniques, fully enjoying the feeling of being a father for 5 wonderful days. On the 6th day, Yao Lao emerges from closed-door cultivation. The powerful aura spreading from his body tells Xiao Yan immediately he's successfully broken through. He's now a 1-star doe Sheng. 2 days after Yao Lao's breakthrough, Xiao Yan's group quietly leaves the Falling Star Pavilion. Only a handful of upper echelons know the truth. The counterattack of the Tianfu Alliance against the Hall of Souls has officially begun. The Tomb Corpse mountain range lies in the southwestern part of the Central Plains. The peculiar terrain causes deathly yin energy in corpse qi to accumulate heavily. Thus, people from thousands of miles around choose to bury their dead here, turning this place into a bizarre mountain chain formed entirely from countless tombs. On one of the peaks, a few figures suddenly appear. Their eyes simultaneously turn toward the deepest part of the mountains. There, hidden beneath towering gray ancient trees, faint distortions in space can be seen. The human hall lies deep within the Tomb Corpse Mountains, Yao Lao explains, but the area is protected by a spatial barrier. Anyone approaching will be detected immediately. Xiao Yan nods and turns to Ziyan. She gives a soft laugh and sweeps her sleeve. Space around them ripples violently, and a much larger spatial barrier forms, completely enveloping the entire region. This time, do not leave anyone alive. Within the twisted space lies a vast, pitch-black land. At its center stands a massive black hall. From within, countless enormous chains stretch outwards. The entire region is engulfed in an eerie stillness, a chilling atmosphere capable of making one's skin crawl. In that silence, after knows how long, over a dozen streams of black mist suddenly rise from the chains and condense into cold figures. They glance at one another, then gather together. Let's go. It's time to carry out the mission. Hopefully, this time we can gather enough souls. The leading figure speaks with a hoarse voice. With a wave of his hand, the dozen figures turn into black mist and shoot outward like lightning. However, just as the black mist was about to pass through the spatial barrier, the space around them suddenly freezes and then collapses violently. The dozen figures are crushed into nothingness by the overwhelming force before they can even scream. As the group is annihilated, the spatial barrier slowly cracks open. From within it, several figures step out. The moment Xiao Yan's group entered the sealed space, a mournful, eerie wail echoed from within the massive black hall. Soon after, black mist entwined around the chains lifted cold, malicious gazes toward them. Who dares intrude upon the territory of the Hall of Souls, courting death? A series of icy shouts shattered the silence. Many figures rose from the chains, turning into streaks of black light that shot toward Xiao Yan without waiting for orders. Seeing this, Xiao Yan opened his mouth. Waves of scorching heat burst forth, surging like a storm. Any shadow that entered the 10-zhang radius of the Sea of Flames was obliterated within 3 breaths. Some weaker ones didn't even have time to scream. As the flames spread, the chasing shadows finally halted in terror. You wretched brat, how dare you act arrogant in the Hall of Souls? Heavenly Venerables, seize them! An enraged shout, one that feels slightly familiar, roars from within the great hall. Immediately, over a dozen figures shot out like lightning, hovering in midair with sinister expressions. Ha ha! A few insignificant Do songs dare to flaunt their strength? Old ghost Gu Yu, you'd best come out and fight me yourself. Xiao Yan laughed loudly, his voice booming like thunder into the depths of the hall. At the same moment, he took a single step, appearing in midair, and clenched his fist toward the Hall of Souls' heavenly venerables. Boom! Boom! More than a dozen heavenly venerables instantly exploded into a mist of blood. Even their souls were shattered by the terrifying spatial force. With Xiao Yan's current power as a 2-star Do Sheng, opponents at mere Do Song level posed no threat whatsoever. Sea Heart Flame? After striking once, Xiao Yan suddenly notices that inside the shattered space, one figure remains still, wrapped in a layer of blue flame. You? Are you Old Man Mo Gu? A teasing smile appears on Xiao Yan's face. With a wave of his hand, an invisible force grips the surviving figure and drags him over. A single palm strike shatters the blue flames, revealing a familiar appearance. It's none other than Old Man Mo Gu, the one who had repeatedly created trouble for Xiao Yan and attempted to steal the championship at the pill gathering. Xiao Yan! Old Man Mo Gu was so terrified he nearly wet his pants. After failing to seize the 3,000 burning flame back then, he'd been reassigned to the human hall. Although he'd occasionally heard news of Xiao Yan's growing strength, he'd never investigated thoroughly. Now, upon meeting him again, he finally understands what growing stronger truly means. This level of growth is utterly monstrous. Do Sheng? You have actually stepped into the Do Sheng realm? Old Man Mo Gu's voice trembles as he stares at Xiao Yan's youthful face. Heavenly flames left in the hands of someone like you are nothing but a waste. Xiao Yan speaks calmly. Since we've met again today, hand it over. A strange suction force bursts from his palm. Curding death. Just as Xiao Yan was about to forcibly extract the Sea Heart Flame, an enraged roar erupts from within the Great Hall. A shadow shoots outward, and a gigantic black chain, stretching hundreds of meters, lashes straight toward Xiao Yan. Old Man Mo Gu thought he escaped Xiao Yan once. He was wrong, and now the great heavenly venerable himself has entered the battle. Xiao Yan is about to face one of the Hall of Souls' most powerful leaders, plus he's about to claim his 5th heavenly flame, the Sea Heart Flame. What happens when 5 heavenly flames combine? How will the great heavenly venerable fare against a 2-star Do Sheng? The answers are coming in the next episode. Smash that like button, subscribe to Cultivation Hub, comment, should Xiao Yan have let Mo Gu suffer more? Until next time, keep cultivating and never show mercy to your enemies.